Put an end to all you are doing at the moment. Set your phone to Do Not Disturb. Shut down all other tabs in your browser. The Coachella Valley in Southern California is currently under complete siege, so turn up the volume and pay close attention to what I have to say. I need you to fully disregard any preconceived notions you may have about the ambience at the BNP Paribas Open. We're not referring to courteous golf claps. We are not discussing calm country club tennis, when spectators silently sip champagne. We are discussing a completely unprecedented earth-shaking ticket rush that has caused systems to become overwhelmed, secondary markets to break down, and tournament administrators to experience complete logistical panic. Alexandra Aya, a 20-year-old woman who has officially arrived in the California desert and brought the entire Filipino diaspora with her, is the driving force behind all of this lovely pandemonium. The information we are currently receiving from Indian Wells is simply astounding. Tickets for the particular sessions where Aya is even expected to play are disappearing. The Alex Aya effect has totally taken over the famed tennis paradise in the desert, and the established tennis community is stunned by what is happening in front of them. You have to listen to what the real legends of the sport are saying behind closed doors and on the open microphone just days ago on the immensely popular Nothing Major podcast in order to fully comprehend why the box office is currently blowing up and why secondary ticket prices are skyrocketing to levels typically reserved for the Grand Slam finals. Sam Querrey, John Nah, and Steve Johnson, 3 former ATP titans, devoted a lengthy piece to this particular topic. For a moment, let's put this in context. These individuals have experience playing on the world's largest center courts. They have faced Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer. They have witnessed every aspect of professional tennis. Nevertheless, they were utterly astounded by what they were seeing with Alex Eala. Is Alex Eala the biggest draw in women's tennis right now on a global scale? Is the question that every marketing executive, sponsor, and event director in the Women's Tennis Association is currently asking themselves. Steve Johnson responded without even thinking twice. Yes, he replied. He called the degree of attention surrounding her insane and massive, describing the crowds that flocked to see her in Australia and the enormous mobs in Dubai as standing room only. When former elite American men's players, who typically pay close attention to the ATP, devote their podcast time to examining the 20-year-old Filipina on the WTA Tour's ability to draw large crowds. You are positive that the sports paradigm has completely changed. They pointed out that the energy that surrounds her isn't limited to the area. Filipinos flock to these stadiums in honor of their national hero as part of a big worldwide mobilization. She is now entering Southern California, which is home to one of the world's biggest, liveliest, and most fervent Filipino-American communities. Indian Wells would have to physically construct additional bleachers to meet the demand if the stadiums in the Middle East were standing room only. But let's be crystal clear on one very crucial point. There is more to this ticket craze than merely ethnic representation or patriotism. It is predicated on unquestionable, icy dominance on the tennis court. Alexa won't be attending the 5th Grand Slam as a fortuitous wild-card entrant or as a cute media narrative in an attempt to salvage a few games. After her historic giant-slaying run to the quarterfinals at the WTA 1000 event in Dubai, when she destroyed world number 7 Jasmine Paolini in a match that practically shook the stadium, she is coming to California as an absolute apex predator. Eala has risen to a career high of world number 31 in the computer rankings. Are you aware of the true significance of the number in relation to the Indian Wells draw? She is now officially eligible for a first-round purchase. She doesn't have to work hard throughout the tournament's first few days. She doesn't have to play a desperate qualifier who is struggling to survive. In the round of 64, she may relax, take a break, discuss the draw with her Rafa Nadal Academy coaching staff, and watch for her target. For the first time in her professional career, she is a seeded competitor at a 1000-level event, demonstrating that she has broken through to the highest level of the sport. She has made the WTA computer mathematically acknowledge what her most ardent supporters have always understood. She is a top-tier world-class threat with the strength and the acumen to defeat anyone on any given day. And if you require any other evidence that the vast corporate world is cognizant of her enormous influence, before she ever went into the desert to whack a practice ball, have a look at what she did. At the Nike World Headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, Alex Eala was being treated like absolute world royalty while other players were working hard on the practice courts and perspiring in the sun. She received more than a typical corporate tour. The largest and richest sportsier giant on earth gave her a particular red carpet welcome. Nike practically covered the walls of their storied campus with enormous banners of her greatest career achievements. To celebrate her roots and make her feel at home, they produced a huge, breathtaking visual display that was inspired by the sampita, the lovely national flower of the Philippines. Nobody knows the math better than Nike. They observe the stadiums that are sold out. They monitor the numbers of social media activity. They witness the goods flying off the shelves. They are aware that Eala is the best, most profitable link between the vast, mostly unrealized potential of the Asian market and the Western sports machine. They realize she is the undisputed future face of their international tennis section, which is why they are strapping a symbolic rocket to her back. The remainder of the tour receives a terrible message when a business like Nike implements such a treatment. What does this mean for the tournament itself, which is taking place in the California desert? This indicates that the scheduling committee and event directors at Indian Wells are dealing with a terrible, gorgeous logistical nightmare. Early round games for players who have just been seeded are typically held on the smaller outer courts, such as Court 4 or Court 6. However, Eala cannot be placed on an external court. Physically, it is not possible. The thousands upon thousands of fans who are presently swarming the ticket gates and purchasing every pass they can get will actually overrun the venue if you place her on an outdoor court. She must be put on Stadium 1 or Stadium 2 due to the huge number of people who are eager to see her powerful left-handed forehand. As a certified main event attraction, she is compelling the organizers to treat her with the same degree of scheduling respect as an Arena Sabalenka or an Iga. Additionally, the player who is unlucky enough to draw her in the second round is about to enter a psychological meat grinder. Imagine playing tennis professionally on the WTA circuit. You spend your entire life training. You give up your early years. You take a plane to California. You emerge onto the hard court. From the tunnel. Abruptly, you discover that 15,000 spectators are fervently, loudly, and actively wishing for your demise. The audience bursts in applause each and every time you miss a first serve. The stadium absolutely trembles under your feet each time Eala knocks a clean winner down the line. We witnessed Coco Gauff, the current US in her press conference in Dubai, the Open champion and one of the world's most mentally strong athletes, acknowledge that in order to withstand the oppressive mental warfare of playing against the Eala fanbase, she had to convince herself that the crowd was shouting her own name. I want you to multiply the boisterous throng in Dubai 10 times. Place them inside the enormous resonant bowl of the Indian Wells tennis garden and infuse them with the glorious California sunshine. Her opponents are dealing with that. It is a wall of sound that is overpowering, oppressive, and unrelenting. Eala also consumes it. Despite the oppressive pressure from her fellow citizens, she does not back down. She takes it in. She is the conduit for their strength, determination, hardships, and enormous pride. And she transforms everything into blatant violence. It is impossible to overlook this tactical matchup, which is also very intriguing. Indian Wells courts are infamously distinctive. Although they are hard courts, the ball clings the surface and is propelled by the desert air, resulting in a sluggish, gritty, high-bouncing environment. Players that employ high top spin, better than a left-handed prodigy schooled at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, are flawlessly rewarded under these circumstances. Nobody. For Alexa's style of play, these slow courts are essentially constructed in a lab. She has the ability to control the court's geometry from the baseline, unleash that enormous looping forehand cross-court, and drive her opponents so far back into the California fence that they want a map to locate the net. Eala's strike zone is where strong hitters who depend on flat driving shots will find their balls sitting up. For anyone on the opposite side of the internet, it is a tactical nightmare. For this particular tournament, the stakes are extremely high. However, Eala is playing with absolute house money, which makes her unusual. She has no ranking points from the previous year's schedule to defend because this is her eagerly awaited debut at the BNP Paribas Open. There is nothing for her to lose. For her WTA ranking, every match she wins and every round she advances is pure, unadulterated profit. Later this month, she will have to climb a huge tall mountain at the Miami Open to the opposite side of the nation, where she must defend 390 points from her historic run to the wildcard semifinals the previous year. However, she is free to swing here in Indian Wells, amid the desert. She is capable of taking enormous chances. Without the oppressive fear of falling in the computer rankings, she may pursue her aggressive returns and passing strokes. And believe me when I say that the most dangerous form of Alexi is one that is fearless and unburdened. Before the month of March even ends, she might easily break through the top 20 barrier if she can piece together a few noteworthy victories on these sluggish, gritty hard courts. However, ranking points, prize money, or even Grand Slam hopes pale in comparison to this story and phenomenon. In the California desert, we are currently seeing a tremendous cultural revolution that has been expertly camouflaged as a professional tennis tournament. The elite sport of tennis has been frantically looking for methods to break free from the stuffy, elitist country club caricature and attract new, younger people to the stadiums for decades. Alex is working alone to accomplish it. For the first time, she is introducing the tennis environment to grandmothers, youngsters, diligent foreign workers, and ardent casual sports enthusiasts. She is demonstrating to the large corporate backers that representation is important. She grabs her bobble racket, puts on her Nike sneakers, and walks onto the court. She is representing more than just herself, her sponsors, and her coaching staff. She is representing more than 100 million people who can now rightfully claim a transcendent, unquestionable superstar as their own. Watching two players hit a yellow fuzzy ball back and forth over a net is only one aspect of the Indian Wells ticket craze. It has to do with people's intense need to be within the structure when history is being written. It's about wanting to go back 10 or 15 years and say, I was there, while holding up several Grand Slam trophies from Roland Garros and Wimbledon. When she took over the desert and made the entire world take notice, I was in the stands. The WTA has formally put its entrenched old guard order on notice. Sitting in their hotel rooms, the defending champion Mara Andrea, the world number 1 Arena Sabalenka, the claycourt queen Igas, and the entire top 10 are listening to podcasts, watching ticket sales soar, and realizing with a sinking feeling that the power dynamics of the tour are drastically changing beneath their feet. The Eala era is no longer a daring forecast for the far future. It is the current moment's utterly terrible reality. The sought-after first-round purchase has been made. Her legs are clean and rested. The Nike armor is securely fastened. Her elite coaching crew has a set tactical strategy. Additionally, her enormously devoted fanbase is gathering at the gates, prepared to transform the Coachella Valley into Manila. Every single person who is viewing or listening to this deep dive right now needs to let me know what they think. Did you get a ticket to this insane event if you reside in California or are traveling from another state? Or are the outrageous secondary market rates and the unparalleled ticket craze keeping you out? Now that Eala is officially seeded and has the significant advantage of a first-round purchase, how far do you really think she can go in this tournament? Do you believe she will have the greatest tactical edge over the conventional heavy flat hitters of the WTA on Indian Wells' renownedly slow, high-bouncing hardcourts? And how do you think her first opponent will respond to 15,000 people yelling at them? The YouTube algorithm needs to witness the raw, unparalleled strength of this fanbase, so please share your boldest forecasts, your precise scorelines, and your loudest, proudest support in the comment section below. To ensure that you don't miss a second of our comprehensive, in-depth coverage, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable the notification bell. As Alexandra Eala gets ready to light up the California desert, we will be following every single top spin forehand, every single pivotal match point, and every single historic moment. At last, the protracted wait is ended. This is the 5th Grand Slam. The new queen of the courts has arrived, and the draw is set.